Are you an Amazon seller that's getting bled dry by your PPC spend and are looking to really quickly lower your ACOS? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that on the Sunken Stone channel. Welcome back to the Sunken Stone channel, where brands, agencies, and DIYers learn tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to sell better on Amazon. Today, we're going to talk about how to quickly lower your ACOS. It's going to be really helpful for those of you who are in situations where maybe your inventory isn't the best position to drive a bunch of sales. Maybe you just need to quickly generate a lot of profit. Maybe you're in a cash position where you need to just quickly generate more money to make a down payment on a loan. There's a lot of different reasons why you would want to really quickly lower your ACOS or just sort of modulate that downward. Not everyone's always trying to make as many sales as possible. There's a lot of logistical things that get in the way. So if you're a seller that's looking to really quickly drop your ACOS, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So this video is going to assume that you have your campaign set up in roughly the correct way. So what that means is that you followed roughly our Amazon advertising hierarchy, which you can find in the description. Really awesome reference guide for how to set up campaigns, how we name them. It's going to help you keep everything organized, and it's going to really help you maximize your sales potential. So definitely download that if you haven't already. And if you haven't, please hit the subscribe and notification bell. It's really going to help you out because we're always sharing really good information on how to sell better on Amazon. So let's get started. We are looking at this product group. Normally when I interact with sellers that are looking to quickly lower their ACOS or lower their spend, normally they want to go about it in just reduce a bunch of bids. It to them seems like a lot of work. But really, if you have your campaign set up correctly, it's not actually going to take you that long. And you want to do things in a way where it's easy to turn it on and back off. I think that's the most important piece of this is if you spend a lot of time dropping everything down, you're going to have a lot harder of a time bringing it back up because you're going to have to invest the same amount of time hitting all those levers again. So I'm going to talk about the different amount of levers that you can hit, but keep in mind that this should be simple. The best way to handle this is to set a calendar reminder for yourself for a week or whenever the period that you want low spend is going to be over to turn everything back on. I do a lot of PPC management and it's easy for me to forget stuff, and I've been doing this a long time. So just assume that you're going to forget. If you're optimizing something, if you're messing with a setting, you're like, oh, I'll just have to go and remember that I need to do that next week. You probably won't. So set a reminder for yourself. It's really going to help you out. So the main thing that you can do to quickly improve your account performance is just pause campaigns. Now that might sound counterintuitive because you're giving up on some sales. What if you set up things in a way where you just cut all the waste and then just left the campaign suspend? Well, you should be doing that anyway, but in this situation, you want it to be a really easy on-off switch. So if you have your campaign set up the way that we illustrate in the hierarchy, this should be pretty easy for you. What I would generally advocate is turning off the higher of the two automatic campaigns. So we do auto and auto low. So the auto low has lower bids naturally. So you're going to want to turn off the auto, any sort of individual keyword campaigns you're going after. And then I like to leave on just the exact match sponsored brand video ad, but turn off any other sponsored brand ad type, and then any sponsored display ad type that's not purchaser retargeting. So those two ad types generally, unless you have a really, really, really good one, generally perform at a higher ACOS and are the things that don't necessarily need to be on when you're trying to cut spend. So that is what I advocate. Only leave on purchaser retargeting, a little bit of video, and then cut some of your sponsored product campaigns that are a little bit higher ACOS. So that tends to be the automatic. And if you really need to cut it, your research sort of phrase match, broad match campaign as well. So that's the main way to do it. Cut campaigns, just pause them and re-enable them. The reason I advocate for that, it might not be the most perfect way to maintain sales volume, but relative to spend, but it's really easy to turn back on and off. So most importantly, it's going to be a really easy lever for you to pull. Second, you can always get into situations where you have a lot of different ad groups per campaign. We don't necessarily advocate for that, but if you're the type of seller that does have that, just go in and pause the ones that are a lot higher ACOS. So for this product targeted, ASIN targeted campaign, we have these non-brand ad groups, and then we have this branded ad group. The branded ad group is performing way better, so I leave that on and then turn the other two off. So that right away is going to take care of over half of the spend of that campaign while leaving most of the sales volume on. So that alone, just those switches, is really going to save you a lot of money. Next, within the ad groups, if you're the type of seller that runs several products per ad group, normally we just advocate doing one parent. But if you have multiple parents, or if your parent has a lot of different children that you're trying to get like, sort of similar exposure for, either if you're running into an inventory situation where you want to maintain one of the children, you can just pause it within the ad group. Do yourself a lot of favors as far as like what products you preserve. Now, the sales volume is for anything within your brand halo. So they'll report sales. Like if somebody were to click this 3-pack and purchase, they could purchase a 1-pack and it would register the sales as the 3-pack. So keep in mind that you're not totally preventing people from buying the individual child, but the item that people click on is the one that they most often end up buying when they go to a parent. So pausing the child that you want to preserve or just your highest ACOS child is going to do a lot for saving you some money. Lastly, this is something you should be doing anyway, but you can always prioritize this, but go just ACOS descending, click on everything above 100% or whatever your threshold is, drop it by 30%. So there are situations where like if you have, let's say this has 12 clicks in one sale and really good click-through rate, that might be something that like normally we would let just run, but in this case, if you're just trying to cut spend, and I know I said earlier that I don't advocate for bid adjustments, but this is a good way to just sneak a little optimization in there while you're doing everything else, just to make sure that you're getting your spend numbers down. The last thing you can do to help preserve your spend, this one sounds simple and obvious, but it's something that people forget, is I normally advocate for your good campaigns that are within your ACOS threshold, just leaving the budgets way open, but just changing the budgets down of like, so here we have that exact match sponsor brand video campaign that I said we should leave on, but it's a higher ACOS than some of my other campaigns. So I'm just going to limit, I'm going to go from 200. You could even go down like up to a 10th or just however much you want to spend. So in this case, I'm going to just drop that down to 20. I'm not actually going to do that, but I would just drop that down to 20. And then I would make sure that I'm still getting some non-brand exposure. I'm not completely retreating, but I'm reducing my volume by a significant amount. So there you have it. Hopefully this video is helpful for you. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about lowering your ACOS. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe and notification bell. That's going to be really helpful for you on your Amazon seller journey. And if you haven't, please download the Amazon advertising hierarchy in the description. It's a really helpful reference guide to get you up to speed as far as what you should be doing with your campaigns. It's going to be really helpful going forward just to keep it organized. This is the way we do it. And it's really going to be helpful for you if you're just trying to not spend all of your time managing Amazon PPC campaigns. If you want more tips on how to reduce your ACOS, check out this video. It's our 7 tips to reduce campaign-wide ACOS. Really helpful stuff. Yeah, you could be saving thousands of dollars just from that video view alone. And with that, happy optimizing, everyone.